The Gilded Age, spanning roughly from the 1870s to the turn of the 20th century, was an era of profound transformation in the United States. This period marked a significant shift in the nation's economic, social, and political landscapes. It was a time of unprecedented industrial growth, burgeoning cities, and vast accumulations of wealth. Factories sprang up across the country and urban centers expanded rapidly, forever changing the American way of life. Railroads crisscrossed the nation, connecting distant markets and fueling economic expansion. These iron arteries not only facilitated commerce but also played a crucial role in the westward expansion and development of new territories. Immigrants poured in from Europe seeking opportunity and contributing to the nation's burgeoning industrial workforce. They brought with them diverse cultures and traditions, enriching the American social fabric. Yet beneath this glittering surface of progress and prosperity lay a darker reality. The rapid growth led to overcrowded cities, where many lived in squalid conditions. The Gilded Age was also a time of stark inequality, rampant corruption, and intense social unrest. Political cartoons of the era often depicted the widespread graft and bribery that plagued the government. The gap between the rich and the poor widened dramatically as industrialists and financiers amassed fortunes, while the working class struggled to survive in overcrowded tenements and dangerous factories. The opulence of the wealthy stood in stark contrast to the dire poverty of the laborers. Political corruption was endemic, with political machines controlling city governments and manipulating elections for their benefit. Tammany Hall in New York City became synonymous with such corruption. Farmers faced declining crop prices and crushing debt, leading to widespread agrarian discontent. Many joined movements like the Populist Party, seeking reforms to address their grievances. The term Gilded Age, coined by Mark Twain and Charles Dudley Warner in their satirical novel of the same name, perfectly captured the contradictions of the era. The novel highlighted the disparity between the nation's glittering surface and its underlying social issues. It was a time when a thin veneer of gold concealed a reality of poverty, corruption, and social injustice. The lavish lifestyles of the wealthy were built on the backs of the struggling working class. The rapid industrialization and urbanization of the late 19th century created both unprecedented opportunities and profound challenges. While some thrived, many others faced harsh working conditions and limited prospects. The Gilded Age was a period of immense change and upheaval, a time when the very fabric of American society was being reshaped. Technological advancements and industrial innovations transformed everyday life. The legacy of the Gilded Age continues to shape the United States today. The era's economic policies, social dynamics, and political practices have left a lasting impact on the nation. The economic disparities, political divisions, and social issues that characterize this era continue to resonate in contemporary American society. The struggles and triumphs of the Gilded Age offer valuable lessons for today's challenges. Understanding the Gilded Age is essential for understanding the complexities of modern America. By examining this pivotal period, we gain insights into the forces that have shaped our present and will continue to influence our future. At the heart of the Gilded Age's political landscape stood the powerful political machines, which were the engines driving the era's complex and often corrupt political dynamics. These were organizations, often rooted in urban centers, that controlled access to political power by mobilizing voters and controlling patronage. They were the gatekeepers of political influence, ensuring that loyalty was rewarded and dissent was punished. They thrived on the influx of immigrants, providing essential services in exchange for political support. This symbiotic relationship was crucial for both the machines and the new arrivals, who often had nowhere else to turn. The most infamous of these was Tammany Hall, a Democratic Party machine that dominated New York City politics for decades. Its influence was so pervasive that it became synonymous with urban political corruption. Leading Tammany Hall was the notorious William Boss Tweed, a figure who has come to embody Gilded Age corruption. Tweed's name became a byword for the excesses and moral failings of the era. Tweed and his cronies operated a vast network of graft, awarding inflated contracts to favored businesses and skimming off the profits. This system enriched a select few while draining the city's coffers. The Tweed Ring, as it was known, amassed millions of dollars through bribery, extortion, and outright theft. Their activities were so brazen that they eventually drew the ire of reformers and the public alike. Tammany Hall's grip on power was so complete that it influenced everything from city contracts to judicial appointments. The machine's reach extended into every corner of municipal governance. The political machines, while often corrupt, also provided crucial services to the urban poor. They filled a void left by inadequate public services, becoming an indispensable part of city life. They assisted immigrants with finding housing and employment, offering a lifeline to those struggling to adapt to their new environment, offered food and coal during harsh winters, ensuring that the most vulnerable could survive the cold months, and even intervened on behalf of those facing legal troubles, providing a form of social safety net that was otherwise lacking. This system of patronage, while ethically questionable, created a loyal base of support for the machines. It was a pragmatic solution to the challenges of urban governance in a rapidly growing society. It highlighted the shortcomings of the existing social safety net. With many relying on the machines for basic necessities, the machines stepped in where the government failed, albeit at a moral cost. The excesses of the political machines eventually sparked a backlash. Public outrage grew as the scale of corruption became impossible to ignore. Reformers began to expose the corruption and advocate for civil service reform, arguing for government jobs to be awarded based on merit rather than political connections. This was a radical shift from the entrenched patronage system. Journalists and activists played a crucial role in shining a light on the dark underbelly of Gilded Age politics, leading to calls for greater transparency and accountability. Their efforts were instrumental in mobilizing public opinion against the machines. The fight against political corruption would become a defining feature of the progressive era that followed. This period saw significant strides towards cleaner, more accountable governance, setting the stage for modern political reforms.